Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Before we start with today's episode, I just wanted to make a quick announcement. I'll be streaming the April Wi-Fi International Challenge the next 3 days, probably around 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight and tomorrow, and for Sunday, hopefully an earlier time for more European-friendly times. But, haven't streamed on Twitch in a while. I am a partner there, and I do want to do more streaming there, but I figured this would be a good time to get back into it. So if you don't follow me on Twitch, give me a follow at twitch.tv/CybertronVGC. The streams are normally really fun. I try to interact with all the viewers in the chat as much as I can, and it's just a good time. So come tune in later. I'll also upload a video on YouTube all 3 days to let you know when I go live exactly. But yeah, we're just going to jump back onto the ladder with the Charizard X team we featured throughout the week, which has been pretty fun. So let's see what we can find for a game. Now, this is definitely, I'd say, one of the weaker teams I've used on Road to Rank, but that's because, me having never really used Charizard X, I just put a bunch of Pokemon I felt like were strong and I was comfortable with. So I'd actually really like to hear any suggestions you guys might have for the last 2 days. And maybe if they're good enough suggestions and I like it enough, well, maybe we'll actually carry this team till next week. Since I do think Charizard X is pretty solid, I've just put on Pokemon that I'm more comfortable with using, for example, like Suicune or Landorus T, which are just typically bulky and strong Pokemon to have in general. And, for any other Pokemon you guys would like to see or strategies, let me know in the comments below as well. We're going to find a Japanese opponent with a rating of 1723 for our first opponent of the day. And as always, if you enjoy Road to Rank, please share your support by leaving a like on the video. Opponent here has got quite the interesting team of Gothitelle, Landorus T, Arcanine, Sylveon, Zapdos, and Kangaskhan. So, Gothitelle and Kangaskhan, is a really fun core to use. I actually brought it to the World Championships this past summer where I finished 18th, and it's just strong. Mawile tends to be the more common partner when paired up with Gothitelle, at least back in 2014, though I did use Kangaskhan. And it's interesting to see Gothitelle here because it doesn't really look like it's going to be used for Trick Room, but of course Sejong Park, World Champion from last year, did use Gothitelle with Thunder Wave and Tickle, just meant to lock you in and kind of target down Pokemon one by one with the support. So it's really scary to go up against, but I could use Aegislash here to potentially switch out or even knock it out with, for example, something like a Shadow Ball. So I'm leaning towards leading with Aegislash here. I think it gives me overall good matchups. Something like Suicune and Aegislash is actually very tempting here because Suicune covers Aegislash's 2 weaknesses in Arcanine and Landorus T. That being said, I am going to have to watch out for the Zapdos because of this. So Suicune, Aegislash. I do like Charizard. I think it's a pretty good threat to the Goth, the Arcanine, and the Kangaskhan. For the last one, I'm leaning towards the Landorus here because it's Scarfed. I can Intimidate. I can also U-turn out should I get locked in against Gothitelle. Whereas, Thundurus is pretty solid here as well, but it's just slower. It can't really knock out anything in one hit, so I'm going to lock in these 4, and we'll see how it goes. Not going to bring Clefairy because I do feel like I want more offensive in this match. And not going to bring Thundurus T, mainly because really one of the biggest issues I have with Thundurus T is it's slower than Pokemon like Kangaskhan, and it's pretty frail too, so it can just get knocked out. I'm probably not using the most optimal Thundurus T build, to be quite honest, so I'm going to see what I can do and maybe edit it for the future. We're going to see the Gothitelle and the Landorus T leads for my opponent here against Aegislash and Suicune, which is pretty solid, actually. I put on immediate pressure with both of my Pokemon offensively, and Intimidate doesn't do anything to me here. You can also switch out of Shadow Tag here with the Aegislash. So, he could Earthquake here, but I can just Wide Guard. I think the best play could maybe just go for Wide Guard and Tailwind. Let's see. Based off what my opponent had, I would guess he has Kangaskhan in the back. So, I could just go for the Tailwind here. Or I could just Shadow Ball Ice Beam. Or Shadow Ball Tailwind. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. Though I don't really want to take any damage, so I'd rather go for the Wide Guard Tailwind. Yeah, I'm going to Wide Guard Tailwind here. He might just go for the U-turn onto Suicune, but if I could avoid taking any damage this turn, that would be awesome. Oh, but he goes for the U-turn, so good predict by my opponent there. This does mean, though, that I managed to escape the turn without taking any damage with Aegislash, so that's what was most important to me, but a better play on my opponent's end. Part of me wish I went for the Shadow Ball, but I just didn't want to take too much damage immediately. I'm curious as to what Gothitelle goes for here. Maybe it does go for a Tailwind, but the thing is, he brought in Sylveon, and I still can Wide Guard Sylveon's Hyper Voices, and he does actually go for Trick Room. So actually a terrible turn 1 for me there, despite how good it looked, and I'm kind of frustrated on myself for allowing that to happen, but it's still not the worst case. I'm going to go for the, let's see. Now, God's not really the issue, which is why I want to target down the Sylveon a bit more aggressively. So I'm actually going to go for the Snarl and the Flash Cannon here. But he's got a Helping Hand. Does he go for the Hyper Voice, though? Maybe he's going for the Hyper Voice. Oh, yeah, wow. I thought he might go for, like, Shadow Ball onto Aegislash, but he decided it was worth going for, even though I have Aegislash with Wide Guard in the field. So I also could have went for the Wide Guard Snarl, which probably would have been a bit better. So I have not been playing the beginning of this game well. I mean, obviously setting up Tailwind against Trick Room is never good. But I'm going to get the Life Orb Flash Cannon off here. Is it enough to knock it out? It isn't, but hopefully Snarl picks up the KO. It'll be a bit sad if it doesn't. Let's see. I think he might be able to hang on, but yeah, hangs on. Wow. So that's not good either. I don't know, I've played it into quite the hole right now, and I'm not pleased about that, but presumably he's going to go for another... I guess I'll just King Shield here, and go for a Snarl, though I'm basically going to sack Suicune here. And I'm really angry about that first turn. I really should have just went for, like, the Ice Beam or Scald and the Shadow Ball. I was just really scared of the Earthquake coming out, but in retrospect, like, I was playing a bit too safe, and the Tailwind play was not very good also. I wasn't sure whether my opponent had Trick Room on Gothitelle because the rest of his team looked relatively slow, but it was a really good call on his end. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to be losing my Suicune here, which is one of the better answers to Landorus T that I have. He's just going to go for the Hyper Voice here. Is it enough to knock out Suicune? Presumably it is. Oh wow, but I hang on with 11 HP. Oh, cool. But I missed the Snarl on Sylveon, which could have knocked it out, so that's a bit unfortunate, but you know, Suicune being able to hang on there was pretty clutch. Let's see, he's probably going to go for a Hyper Voice. I'm going to stall another turn of Trick Room by going for the Wide Guard here. I'll let him Hyper Voice here. And I'm going to go for the Snarl just to sack the Suicune and get a free switch into Charizard. So, yeah, I mean, the bulk of Suicune is really pulling through here. And yep, he's just going to go for a Hyper Voice. And the Psychic into Suicune as expected. That should pick up the KO. Yeah, unfortunately -2 not enough to really do too much. But things aren't looking too bad right now. Tailwind does peter out, so I do get to switch into my... Who do I want to switch into more? I'm going to bring in Charizard, yeah. Now this is interesting. I'm actually just going to go for another Wide Guard here. I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I'm going to go for the... Actually, I shouldn't Wide Guard. I should just attack, I think. I feel like, if anything, he would want to switch out the Sylveon. Now, I'm also predicting him to switch out into Landorus. I think that would make a lot of sense. So, I'm actually going to Flash Cannon that spot, Mega Evolve, and Dragon Dance here. Because if he switches into Landorus, he'll take around over 50%, then I can get the, you know, then I put on pressure, basically, because Charizard's at +1. He's going to stay in, though, which I was not anticipating, but a good move on his end, I guess. If he knows I'm Charizard, a Hyper Voice here will actually do a decent amount of damage. Let's see what he goes for, though. Oh, I'm actually slower, okay. So I'm actually going to be able to just pick up the KO here onto Sylveon with Flash Cannon. The Sylveon not really a threat at this rate. Goth was probably the bigger threat, but I'll take what I can get, and I get a free Dragon Dance off as well. But let's see what the Gothitelle goes for, as Aegislash has been really great in this matchup. He's just going to go for the Psychic onto Charizard. That's fine. At -2, really won't do too much. Barely does anything, but gets the special defense drop, which could be potentially annoying. However, Charizard gets the Dragon Dance off, which is really good. Still, I'm really upset. Like, I could have had this game much more easily if I just played aggressively in the opening turns, and now I'm in much bigger of a hole than I really would prefer to be. He's just going to bring in the Landorus as expected here, which is fine. Let's see now. I could switch my Aegislash out into my Landorus, which is what I'm leaning towards. Yeah, I mean, I also just got Wide Guard support, which is really good, obviously. I wonder if he's just going to walk into a Wide Guard, though. I feel like, I don't know. Because if his Kangaskhan is his last one, what he can do here is Wide Guard, U-turn out, and then bring in Kangaskhan, and maybe even set up Trick Room with the Goth. But I guess I'll actually just go for the Wide Guard and the Flare Blitz. Actually, no, I'll just Dragon Claw. Landorus, yeah. Oh, wow, he switches out Gothitelle. Okay, cool. Oh, this might be a clever play, though, to reset the Intimidate. So, yeah, Kangaskhan does come in there. I'm guessing he's U-turning out to get another Intimidate off. Oh, wow. Wow, he Earthquaked himself. Really, really ballsy call there. That's going to be a lot of damage, probably around 40%. Even more. Wow, yeah, he crits himself. And I get the Dragon Claw. And he reveals his Choice Scarf. So much valuable information there. I'm really surprised my opponent went for that play. Like, that was so aggressive, and when you attack yourself, obviously, you lose a lot of momentum. So, interesting decision there, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. Let's see. So, Kangaskhan might have Fake Out, but I guess he could Scrappy Fake Out the Edge Slash, but then he'd Earthquake knock himself out, which obviously would be not good. I feel like he's kind of got to switch out the Landorus here. Let's think this through. I think the best play here is just King Shield Protect. Yeah, and I'm gonna go for that. There's little downside for him. Oh wow, he's gonna stay in. Is he just gonna Earthquake knock himself out? I mean, he's obviously Choice Scarf since he outsped me even at +1, which is why I went for the Wide Guard, fearing that if he was Scarf... Oh, that was a blunder on my end. But he actually was smart enough to go for the Scrappy Fake Out. However, he's going to lose the game here, essentially, because... I guess not necessarily. I mean, he knocks out his own Kangaskhan. And of course, the King Shield was obviously not a good play because I ran into a risk. Because I just used Wide Guard, it's basically like going for the double protect. That's actually something I often forget. Though, even looking back at it, that's still the play I would have made just because losing Edge Slash isn't that big of a deal. Because I bring in my Landorus now, and he has no way to actually hit Landorus with his Landorus. So, once I knock out Gothitelle, it's a guaranteed win, basically. Now, the funny thing is, do I want to lock myself into Rock Slide or into U-turn? U-turn has enough PP that I can knock out the Landorus. Yeah, so I'm going to U-turn into Goth and go for a... He's going to have to damage himself too with Earthquake. He probably realizes this, and I don't think he has a way to really win at this rate. But Earthquake doesn't knock out Charizard at this point either. I mean, okay, so if Gothitelle doesn't protect here, it's just going to faint and I win the game. If he does have protect, Earthquake shouldn't knock out Charizard. Actually, I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance here. He does have protect, okay. So it does confirm that. So I do lock myself into Scarf U-turn. He's probably max speed also, but I'm not entirely sure. However, now by getting this Dragon Dance off, I outspeed the Landorus. Earthquake should have knocked me out after the Intimidate. Yeah, Charizard takes that with 42 HP, and I get the Dragon Dance off. So, really interesting game here. I think my opponent really screwed himself over by just losing Kangaskhan that easily. So now I'm going to go for the U-turn onto Goth and the... Well, I'm just going to Dragon Claw and knock out the Landorus, yeah. And my opponent's going to forfeit, realizing like he has no way to win this. But a good game there. You know, keeping Charizard X in the back is actually proven really, really handy in both yesterday's episode in Game 1 and today's episode. It was really helpful just to have it in the back. Landorus, you do see how much the Intimidate can help you out as well, making sure that other opposing Earthquakes and stuff don't become, you know, one-hit KOs. So, despite a really, really terrible start, able to fight our way through and Aegislash, Suicune, Charizard, and Landorus, ultimately, I really do think the Pokemon choices were the best. I'm glad I did not bring the Clefairy and the Thundurus T. So, we're just going to jump back onto the ladder and see what we can do for the second game of today's episode. Looking back at that, like, I think that's a testament to using bulkier Pokemon like Suicune and Aegislash. Even if you fall behind, even if you mess up completely in the opening turns, you can still manage to come back. And, you know, the first couple of turns played out terribly, especially that first turn where I could have just went for the Shadow Ball and the Scald and would have done so much damage and he wouldn't have gotten any offensive pressure off. But, you know, Gothitelle did have Protect, so ultimately, if he went for the Protect EQ, I would have taken so much damage, and that's why I don't regret the play I made, because Aegislash being able to hang around for that long was very, very important. He didn't have a great way to deal with it in general, And, you know, that's why part of the reason why I brought it. The team covers Aegislash's weakness really well because, you know, he's obviously weak to Pokemon like Fire types and Dark types, but Pokemon like Charizard, Suicune, and Landers will, you know, immediately threaten those opposing Fire types away. So, Life Orb Aegislash really one of my favorite Pokemon to use. Haven't brought it to a legitimate tournament, but online, on the ladder, it's been a lot of fun. As we're going to find a 1779 rated player, also from Japan, called Star. Star here has a team of Heatran, Amoonguss, Crobat, Bisharp, Mega Altaria, and Rotom Wash, and I'm already kind of scared because I've like lost to every Mega Altaria I've played, especially on stream. I think the last time I streamed the last international challenge, like I played 3 Mega Altarias. I think I lost all 3. They're actually quite scary to go up against. Let's see. Presumably Tailwind from that Crobat as well. Crobat can actually be very bulky, which is scary. What do I want to lead with here? Definitely a difficult matchup here, I think. Charizard Clefairy is actually a bit tempting, though. I'm leaning towards that. You know, I've leaned away from going with those two, but in this matchup, really looks like it can help out. Charizard Clefairy. I mean, Aegislash is nice, but do I really want to bring it? Thundurus is also pretty solid here. He doesn't have a great way to hit it for super effective. Though Bisharp is always just a threat in general. Clefairy, Charizard. You know, I think Suicune's pretty decent here, bar the Rotom Wash. Though I don't know. I mean, Suicune Aegislash maybe. Keeping my 2 choice users off the field. Like, I don't want to bring Landers because he can just walk into a Bisharp, and if Tailwind goes up, that's going to be deadly. Thundurus is decent here, but should my opponent bring Amoonguss, it can be really scary. So I'm actually going to lock in and go with these 4, and we'll see how it plays out. Expecting a Crobat lead here, maybe a Tailwind, but the thing is, I can stall out Tailwind. You know, Clefairy adds that extra bulk to my team as well. Maybe something like Bisharp and Crobat would be really threatening, though, so let's see. Bisharp is an annoying Pokemon to play with, especially with this team. Yeah, it looks like he is actually going to go with Bisharp and Crobat, so I do anticipate the leads correctly. Perhaps leading something with like Thundurus and Charizard would have been a bit better since I did predict those as his leads. But hey, it is what it is. Now let's think about this. If I were him, I would Tailwind with Crobat, and there's not much I can do to really stop that. You know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch out to Suicune, Mega Evolve, and go for the Dragon Dance. I don't want to just, like, I could go for the Helping Hand Flare Blitz and knock out, or Dragon Claw and knock out Crobat, but the thing is, I actually don't want that, because Crobat's not exactly the most offensive threat. Though I guess it gets access to Super Fang, which is actually really obnoxious to deal with. So looking back at it, maybe not the best call. Now he also doesn't know I'm Charizard X, so I feel like, I mean, he's got to protect with Bisharp here unless he's Focus Sash. And if he doesn't protect here, there's no doubt in my mind he's Focus Sash. Yeah, I mean, it's very rare for a Life Orb Bisharp to attack in this position when Tailwind's not even up. But I really would like to knock out the Bisharp immediately. He actually switches out, which is an interesting decision. One that I don't mind very much, actually. Rotom comes out, and I'm actually, you know, pretty pleased about that. But now I do wish I stayed in with Clefairy. Either way, I get a free Dragon Dance up, which is fantastic, as Suicune does come out. So he's definitely going to go for the Tailwind, I think. Now, I don't know if I want to keep in the Suicune. I might just switch back out into Clefairy. And given that he's switched out, I'm guessing he's... Oh, wow. The Taunt comes out, but goes into Clefairy, so I actually get a free Dragon Dance up, which is superb. However, that does stop me from setting up a Tailwind with Suicune, so I'm probably going to want to pull the switch back out. And I do think I'm going to go for that. So, I'm going to switch Suicune back out into Clefairy. Now the question is, what do I do with the Charizard? Could Dragon Claw until a Rotom Wash, which actually should be able to pick up the knockout. Could also target down the Crobat and just try to knock that out. Or I could Protect here. I'm leaning towards the Protect, actually. Though I could just deny Tailwind from going up immediately. Let's see, what's a... Rotom Wash is a threat to... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go for the Dragon Claw onto Rotom Wash, because once Rotom Wash goes down, Suicune does relatively well against my opponent's team. Though he might Protect and go for a Tailwind / Super Fang, so Okay, he's not going to protect. Let's see if Dragon Claw can knock him out. I would expect it to at +1. Wow, it hangs on with literally what looks like 1 HP. That's a bit obnoxious, but hey, it is what it is. He's going to get that Tailwind up. That's fine. Probably a Hydro Pump onto Charizard. Let's see. Maybe a Thunder Wave. Oh, wow, a Thunderbolt. Okay, onto Clefairy. That also makes sense. Doing a good amount of damage there, actually. Let's see. So, not ideal there. I mean, knocking out the Rotom would have been really nice, though. I guess now he does have less offensive pressure, actually, which is kind of funny to me. I think I want to go for the double protect here, see what he's going to go for. Start a turn of Tailwind, you know. Though, I don't know. I could also just go for the Follow Me. Dragon Claw onto Crobat. Or even set up another Dragon Dance with Charizard. Let's see. I mean, because Crobat, you could double target into the Clefairy. Though, if you're smart here, you're going to double up into Charizard. You could also go for the Moonblast onto Rotom Wash, but... Yeah, I'm going to double protect here. He might switch Crobat out into Bisharp, but no, he stays in, which is good. So just trying to burn out Tailwind turns here, obviously. And this works out perfectly. But maybe I think I should have denied setting the Tailwind as opposed to targeting Rotom Wash. He actually goes for the Taunt onto Clefairy, interesting. And the Hydro Pump onto Charizard, which makes sense. So I'm still going to go for the Follow Me here. And the... See, Crobat's went for Taunt, it's gone for Tailwind. I mean, obviously it doesn't have many offensive attacks. Let's see. The Bisharp in the back is what's really scaring me right now. Could also just Moonblast the Rotom Wash and Flare Blitz. Or Dragon Claw. Yeah, I'm actually going to go for a more offensive turn here. I don't want to walk into a taunt, but he's got Super Fang. Oh, I might have just walked right into that one. Let's see how much Hydro Pump does here. Yeah, I should have followed me. I don't think he'll knock me out here, but I just took way too much damage. Yeah, I hang on with 2 HP, which is fortunate, but bad play on my end there, I think. And yeah, his Pokemon are just really bulky, able to survive all my attacks with the sliver of health. Literally both of them hanging on with that little. But that's fine. I'll go for the double protect here. So I should have really went for the Follow Me with Clefairy here, especially since I've set out my Charizard. I mean, the survival was really clutch there, but I thought he might have just went for the Taunt Hydro Pump play again, and I did walk into that one. I realized right after, I was like, wait, he could just Super Fang Hydro Pump me here. And the Friend Guard really helping me out there. Obviously, one question that a lot of guys have been asking is, why do you use Clefairy anyway? And obviously it's because of that Friend Guard. So I'm going to be able to stall out Tailwind here, and both of his Pokemon are heavily damaged, but the Bisharp in the back is still very scary to go up against. Suicune potentially can Scald and 2-hit KO it, but Charizard was my main way of dealing with it. I think if anything, if I were to make an adjustment with the team, it'd be to have a better way to beat Bisharp. He's actually going to switch out the Rotom Wash, which is a good play on his end. I would expect Bisharp to come back in, but it looks like it's actually going to be the Altaria there. So... last Pokemon coming out, gonna just go for the double protect here, avoid any damage. And yeah, it's gonna be a scary finish to the game. Especially since that Altaria here, he's gonna go for the Brave Bird. Okay, so that does show me his entire moveset. And Tailwind peters out. Yeah, I really wish I could have picked up knockouts either time, but can't really complain. So... 4-2 right now in my favor, but obviously that's not going to last for very long. Altaria is actually such a threat. Like, the combination of Altaria and Bisharp is what I'm trying to figure out how to beat right now. The Moonblast is actually 2-hit KO. Or not a 2-hit KO, but it does a massive amount of damage to Clefairy. Not Clefairy, to Altaria. So I guess I'll go for the Moonblast here. Now I'll just go for... I could Flare Blitz, because he might want to switch out into Bisharp. But in doing so, Clefairy takes more damage from a Hyper Voice, because it's single target. So I'll just go for the Dragon Claw. And he's going to stay in, yeah. So right call there. If I didn't stay in, he might have actually been able... If I didn't go for the Dragon Claw, I would have knocked myself out from the recoil. He might have been able to actually knock Clefairy out. And I do want Clefairy to stay around for a turn longer, because I can get another turn of redirection and maybe set up my own Tailwind. And Hyper Voice, yeah, it does come out. So let's see how much it does here. Yeah, Clefairy's able to hang on there. Probably could have taken it, but just wanted to play it on the safer end. I'm gonna get a Moonblast off. Should do a lot of damage. Let's see. Yeah, around 50% actually. So that's pretty nice. I'm gonna definitely bring in Suicune, yeah. It's gonna be a tight finish to the game because of my opponent's Bisharp, but I don't know. Definitely doable. Definitely doable. What do you do for my opponent here? Do you just Iron Head Clefairy? No, I think you knock off. Well, I'm definitely going for the... Oh, I could Helping Hand Scald. That's an interesting play. If I knock out Bisharp, Aegislash can win me this game. If you're my opponent, though, what do? Do you knock off Suicune? Because knockoff might not even knock out Clefairy. Or do you just Iron Head? You know what? I'm just going to follow me and Tailwind. I'm not sure if that was the best play because another turn of redirection would be really good if I protected with Clefairy there. Oh, but he actually did go for the knockoff. If this doesn't knock me out, I'll be... Oh, wow, I hang out with 9 HP. Is he Life Orb? No, he's not. Okay. So presumably a Hyper Voice coming out here. Let's see. Yeah. Now, given that, he's definitely got to be a Focus Sash Bisharp. Like, I'm confident on that. So I bring in Aegislash, and now this is really interesting because I'm actually fast enough to outspeed the Bisharp, I think, with the Aegislash at this rate. So I could double into it with a Shadow Ball Scald. If he's got Fire Blast on that Altaria, though, I might be done for. I really want to double into it here, though. And I think that's what I'm going to go for. Yeah. I just really want to knock it out here. He might protect, though. If he does, that would be really bad. Really aggressive play. Altaria is also a Pokemon that sometimes carries Fire Blast, and I may have just made a... I don't know. I feel like because he has a Sash, he's probably not expecting Life Orb on Aegislash. Like, there's not much you would expect Suicune and Aegislash to be able to do to knock out a Bisharp, but that's why I'm aggressively targeting it down. I'm trying to play off my Life Orb. But my opponent thinking long and hard on this turn. Really important turn. For example, if he protects Bisharp... Oh, that's the protect from Altaria. Bisharp, I don't think protected here. Should be sweet, 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 sweet. Let's see, though. Is it enough? Is it enough? Scald comes out. Wow, that's quite bulky. Oh, man, that might not be enough. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, burn there would have been really clutch. Oh, my goodness. It knocked it out. Life Orb Bisharp. Clutch. Clutch, clutch, clutch. What an amazing, 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 that's nuts. Life Orb Bisharp Shadow Ball did more than Suicune Scald. I mean, that's to be expected, really, but still. Holy... wow. I'm gonna play it safe here. I'm gonna go for the King's Shield and this... Oh. I could just Scald knock out the... Yeah, I'm not gonna risk any misses, I think. Actually, I outspeed... No, what am I doing? Altaria is slower than Bisharp, so I can just Flash Cannon. And, yeah, Scald. He's gonna protect with Rotom Wash. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna Scald into that. Yep, Aegislash gets the Flash Cannon off with that Life Orb. Should be super effective picking up the KO. As it does. Wow, 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 wow. What a clutch game from Life Orb Aegislash here. That really saved me. I thought I was over after Scald didn't pick up the KO because he could have just knocked me off. And then it would have been game. But, I mean, it would have been really close. Because Suicune was in the position to actually beat him 3-on-1. Because I could Snarl the next turn to knock out Bisharp. Presumably, it would have been at very low HP. And he's not doing too much, and I still had my Citrus Berry as well, so Suicune might have been able to carry it by itself, but fortunately enough, I didn't even have to go that far as Life Orb Aegislash really sealed up the deal there. So we finally are able to pick up 2 wins in a row with this team, and I'm really pleased. Great games in today's episode as well, just really, really intense. That first game, I was really scared from the beginning, and the second game also really close. Coming down to the wire, I thought my opponent had the upper edge, and I thought I really messed up when he was able to double into Charizard, but fortunately enough, it ended up playing out alright, and all the team members did a fantastic job in today's episode. So, a relatively long episode today, but one of the, I mean, all the games with this team has been really fun, so I'm pleased, and yeah. That's it for this one, guys. Leave a like as always if you enjoyed it. I'll be streaming the April International later tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, so keep your eyes open for that, and yeah. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to check out Clash Tournaments, my sponsor on YouTube and Twitter. They offer some of the best Super Smash Bros. Content out there, and I'm super grateful for them. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch as you see in the boxes below. See you guys soon!